Hey everybody, welcome into Farm Cooking Night Shift. I am doing a cake tonight, and it's going to be Hershey's Perfect Chocolate Cake. I had one of my viewers that told me that they were like, you got to try this cake, and I said, I've never paid any attention to the recipe on the Hershey's cocoa can, but that's where this recipe comes from, okay? So let's get started, and let's do our dry ingredients first. We've got 2 cups of white sugar. We got 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. We've got 3/4 of a cup of Hershey's cocoa. And we've got 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. Teaspoon. And a half of baking soda, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Let's stir that up real quick. Hang on a minute. Let me get my spatula. I hope y'all have had a good day. It has been such a pretty, sunshiny, beautiful day here. But you stay around long enough, it'll change, won't it? It's winter time. Let's stir that up real good. Then we're going to add in, make me a little well in the center. We're going to add in 1/2 cup of oil, vegetable oil. And we're going to add in 1 cup of milk. We're going to add in 2 eggs. I'm going to break up those eggs a little bit. Don't have to, but it's just a thing with me. We're going to put some salt in there. Let me look at my recipe. We're going to put 1 teaspoon of salt. Don't want any baking powder or baking soda down in my salt container there. 1 teaspoon. Okay, and then we're going to do some vanilla. We're going to do 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And you'll say, what's she doing in that jar? This is my homemade vanilla. Love it, love it, love it. Well, drop my lid. I'll have to wash that one, okay? Say to you, leave this upside down. She can't get to it. Okay. Let's just stir this up a little bit. Let me make sure I got everything. 2 cups of sugar, 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of Hershey's cocoa, 1.5 teaspoons baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, hang on a minute, 2 eggs, 1 cup of milk, a half a cup of vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and 1 cup of boiling water. Now, the last thing that we're going to put in there is the boiling water, okay? I'm going to turn it on right now. I've got it over here on the eye. I'm going to pop in. I'm just going to do this with a handheld mixer, okay? And I'm not going to make y'all listen to the noise, okay? We've got that beat in and everything. And I've got 1 cup of boiling water. Right off of the stove. Some of the most moist cakes are made that are just runny, you know. I've sprayed my pan with Pam cooking spray. What I'm making this for is a hot fudge cake. I'm going to make, on a different video, I'm going to make the hot fudge sauce. Okay, my oven is heated, so I'm getting ready to put it in there. You got to be careful because it's real swishy, you know. Okay. You bake it 30 to 35 minutes. So I'll see y'all back in about 35 minutes, okay? Okay, we're back. And I have baked it 35 minutes. Use my little skewer to check it. It's a little oddly. It probably where I was getting in the oven, you know, I was like this getting it in the oven and it's so runny. It's a little thicker on one side than the other, but that's all right. That's all right. It's probably very, 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 very hot. Looks a little different, but I'm going to cut a little piece in the corner. Like I told y'all, I'm going to use this for a hot fudge cake, where you take a piece, you slice that piece in the middle. That's so hot, you can barely touch it. And the left part of it. I tried not to spray my pan very much because just lightly sprayed it, and I probably missed that a little bit right there in that corner. But because if you put a lot of spray in your pan, a lot of times it'll cause your cake to shrink away from the edge. And if you noticed, it's right to the edge. No shrinkage, 0. So I'm going to show y'all my piece of cake. Now what I'll do is, in a few minutes, I'm going to make a hot fudge sauce, which will be on a different video, okay? And I'll just slice that thing right down through the center, put me a little vanilla bean ice cream in between, and use a little bit of that hot fudge sauce on there, and it's going to be delicious. I'm going to try a little bite, okay? Since this is the first time, my house smells like my mama's chocolate dumplings. It's delicious. Y'all ought to try it. It's just on the back of your Hershey's cocoa box. I'll put the recipe up for y'all, okay, tomorrow. It's delicious. I'm just gonna go. I want to tell you one thing. I saved this to show you. This is the little hand mixer that I started to mix my cake with a while ago. I bought it probably back in the summer, Maybe I might have used it 5 times. It is a Walmart brand, very cheap. Seemed like $14, $15, something like that, $17. Was the cheapest one there because they had some others that were more expensive. And I thought, well, for what little bit I use it for, that's all I need. Well, it's going in the trash can. Do you know it quit on me? Don't buy it, okay? I'll tell you if it's a plus or it's a not. Do not waste your money on that. Buy a better one, okay? I love y'all. And remember that the Lord loves you more, okay? Making some of this good little cake and wait a couple of days. I'm going to make some hot fudge sauce to go with it, okay? I love y'all. Bye-bye.